Hello there, welcome you warmly. And for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Joanna, and I normally talk about extraordinary subjects or some of the coaching consciousness, uh, a lot from my books about dreaming, lucid dreaming, creating a reality, and so on. But today, I would like to share with you something about not exactly corporation social dilemma, but this may serve everyone who has a profile on social media, is a publishing something, is a creator, an artist, entrepreneur, and has to use, or just simply buying online. It is perhaps a little bit warning, perhaps a little bit request from you to suggest something for all of us, something that we can together come up with a better idea to be not used by certain platforms, by use them because this is what they are created for, that our life is easier, not harder. But is it this way? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about big corporations and a lot from what people are complaining about difficulties in getting to communication, organize something. I have a suspicion, it's just a suspicion, that a lot behind these corporations like Amazon, YouTube, and everything else, websites, whatever provider you have, it's not a mystery that they already have artificial intelligence that is actually talking to you. And just a few years ago, I saw those videos about Americans are actually recording these conversations on the phone and posting it online. How peculiar and weird it sounds, and how many minutes or half an hour on an hour you can spend with someone from that corporation. And the answers are peculiar. But the what strikes me, what really got me interested is when you ask to this corporation, to the secretary there, are you human? Then of course there is no direct answer, yes or no. From what I heard, they're not allowed to lie, so they cannot tell you they are non-human. So yes, you can still organize a lot online, but it is getting harder because these AI, they are designed in a way that they're not creative, they're not thinking for you. If it's not there, they are going to write you a simple note, this is not possible, thank you, can I help you otherwise, or so on, the simple forms. Then I read it all the time, and every time if I suspect that this is not a human sitting there, well, not sitting, but maybe being somewhere there in the system, then I know I have to reframe my question so it's understood, so I can find my answers to whatever I want to do, whether it's a publishing or just simply buying a product or changing my settings or changing what my membership is about. And for many, it's hard to get out from because they are not deleting your profile. So basically for everyone who is using social media and you have a profile and you're not an entrepreneur, you just have it for fun to meet your friends and family. We all know that this is gathering information about us, and creating our avatar and let's follow the conspiracy theory about cloning, right? So you have a clone out there in the system, ready, just needing your DNA. But anyway, coming back to reality, it's happening. We are living in such world, and it's harder and harder to get through with what you want. Basically, we spend more time online right now, especially in our current times, to organize something, to buy something. And if something goes wrong, we have to do enormous amount of phone calls or emails and spend enormous time online to figure out something that went wrong. You didn't receive that parcel, something got lost, and so on, so on. To all that, your profile is monitored. And I recommend also this film, Social Dilemma, because there is exactly explained how this is happening, how your profile can be created in a way that is successful, and considering these people actually are humans, programmers who are sitting there and they play little gods, I would say, and they can maintain those algorithms changing. I have no idea about algorithms, by the way, but they can manipulate them to the degree that your profile seems to look successful or not. We all know that there is a competition between Facebook, YouTube, and they don't like each other. Anytime I post a video on Facebook from my YouTube, Facebook doesn't like that, so it is not visible. People just don't see it. But if I post something else, then of course some people respond or like it or whatever. For artists, entrepreneurs, anybody who has business, it is obvious they have to be on social media. But for the rest of the world, if you just use it, I just suggest we are more cautious about what we put out there. And even though I am an artist and my books are there and my artwork is there, some of the thoughts, I do not, even if I did it in the past because I didn't know about it, I do not participate, and I urge you not to do so in all those psychological quizzes, because these algorithms, these programs, they know you better than you know yourself, of course. So it's easier to manipulate you the way that you won't even know. Knowing your preferences in everything, knowing what you eat, knowing what you like, how you think, you are giving away these informations for doing those quizzes. And selfies is the least problem, although I constantly see selfies online and newborn babies and anything else. So this is direct access to your soul, I would say. Yeah, I would say your soul, psyche, in a sense of psyche, understanding it in a deeper things you would not share with anyone. You would like to keep it private, because knowing some sort of information about you make you easier to be influenced by those administrators who are sitting out there. And maybe they do their job, maybe they play gods, maybe, you know, it depends on their ethics, what they are doing. And some of them, as they said in those films, they let go. They stopped working for those corporations, seeing exactly what's going on and talking about it. So people get more awareness and consciousness about it. From the other things, like with the YouTube, many of the YouTubers, and I heard these stories, and with some I have contact, a lot of people are losing the visibility, and this is exactly the same. It isn't up to you if your profile is successful. It is really just a percentage of your own action. We also know, some of us at least, that if you promote something, if you market something, and it's sure you are going to have more success if you're selling something what is needed in everyday household. It is going to be harder for you to sell your artwork, your books, paintings, music, especially these days. But still, a big time of that are those algorithms, and how is there someone there out there behind the scene that is allowing you to be visible or not. So I would like to make sure that we not only know about it, but we find the best solutions for us all, so we can better navigate through this system, because we are living in this world when the system is already monitoring every part of our life. And even now, what's happening right now with all this pandemia, or some call pandemia, more and more people are buying online, more and more people giving access to their personal data. So it's also visible what you're buying, what you're addicted from, what products you buy more often. So seeing all that, someone can exactly decide how to influence you. And for this moment, of course, some of you are refusing and asking me, oh, I cannot give you a review on Amazon. I don't have an account. I don't want to go there. I don't like it. I didn't find a better platform, especially for my Polish audience, with the Polish language, even though Amazon doesn't, you cannot publish there in Polish language, but at least you can change the site to be visible in the Polish language. And there is also something I am not allowed to talk about, and please read here in between lines, but Amazon is the one. Regarding what I am thinking about it, and I also have this relationship with Amazon that is very, very difficult, but Amazon is the one that when the book is sold there, I at least get something from it. I get it in time, I get it at the end of the month. But some of the platforms, and I cannot say, of course, publicly a lot of things, I don't see reports, or the payment is delayed, or by some years, for example, or it never is there. So I would say that whatever it is now, it doesn't really have a competitor. So if someone monopolizes the world so much, they can do whatever they want, it's obvious, and treat the workers, as I heard, it is not so kind. And I don't know exactly about that. It's just many of you probably heard those stories. But for me right now, is the best platform I can use in order to publish my books. And sure, I look for another platforms. I also look recently at Draft to Digital and their distributors, how they are doing it, and I see these guys are working very hard to maintain the websites and possibility to make it easy access, easy way of publishing on it and delivering to the audience, to your readers. I hope that there is just better platforms so we can choose, and they indeed can compete one another in a positive sense. So we are not that much influenced by one of them. Any suggestions you would have, please comment, please write, because I totally understand this helplessness feeling within some of us when we see how the system works and there's no way around this. Anytime I even spoke with a friend lawyer, there was always this, you cannot do anything. They are just like that. They are very well protected. You just cannot do anything. So what kind of things we are left with if we do not know law even, because we cannot know everything. So that's one thing. I'm not even mentioning about music business, where we all know the stories of TLC, Tony Braxton, and how they got, that would be a very bad joke, a financial catharsis, right? They just were broke, and they probably didn't know about it. They didn't realize until it was too late. That's, of course, it's a contract, so it also leaves these people helplessness, in a helplessness, because you think you sign on a contract, you are looking forward to it, and I do understand how it feels. Yet, if you do not read it properly, of course, these consequences will be there for another years, and it leaves you in a helplessness also because you cannot be really angry because you sign it up. So the only person you can really be angry with is yourself. So that is how psychologically it affects more and more people. The same is if you create a profile somewhere and I bet you try to get rid of your profile. We'll see if that will be possible, to delete your profile permanently from the cloud, from everything, because I already had that problem with one of the websites, and they had a problem. They didn't want to delete all my data. They could delete my profile, but my data were somewhere there still stored. Can you believe that? So probably you can. I didn't know about it. So I was one of those people who are naive. So if you are there still thinking that is not so serious, this is not a wake-up call, of course, because you, most of you already know that. But if you're still going back and forth, like, yeah, maybe it's good to do it, think again, because this is affecting all of us right now. Some time ago, a few years ago, when I was living in The Hague, it is a funny thing to say, but I heard that expression from actually musicians. They finished The Hague Conservatorium, and they were playing great, and I was in this jazz club almost every week, and the music was great. And they told me they had to always drink something before they go on stage. Why? I wonder why. Well, the consciousness was not really agreeing with what was going on with them. Didn't really agreed with them. So they say, well, we just, we are male prostitutes. I say, well, you are guys artists. I say, yeah, artists are prostitutes, or even worse, because what prostitute doesn't get paid for her job, or even pays to be able to do that job? So that's a little bit stupid joke, but they introduced me to that, and they say, well, yeah, we are male prostitutes with our instruments. And the man grabbed his violin and rushed to the stage. So I was very reflective about that, making my notes that time. And of course, I wrote a few stories like that in the Oracle series. And I again invite you to get your copy on Amazon, especially on Amazon. If some of you also are able to get it on Apple, drafted through Draft to Digital, then I am curious how it works. Is it an easy access to it? Because it's also an information for me. And if you're able to do that, to write that review on Amazon, then you already know about it. The Amazon lift your book for more sales, for making it visible. If you have those reviews. So it's not even about the sales. I could do the experiment and send my book in PDF format and everybody pays what he wants. That is another danger somebody told me about, of course. But for any suggestions from your side, I would love to hear your suggestions. How can we function, go about everything what's happening, so we can actually make sure that we are not used by the system, but we can use the system to our best benefit. Okay, I think this is it for now, and let me know what you think, and looking forward to hearing from you as always. Bye bye.